Hello, everybody.
Doki Doki.
No, I've never heard of that game.
Oh shoot. Here we go.
Oh my gosh, we're about to do the spooky part? Question mark?
Ah. Sayori, I thought you didn't want to come over today.
Well, I tried staying in my room, but my imagination was being really mean to me, so I had to come here and see it for myself.
See what?
We can skip this.
What are you talking about? It's not that one. Well, that might be important. What are you talking about?
You know, how much fun you were having with Natsuki, and how close you got to her. That makes me really happy that you made such good friends. That's all that matters to me. Tears just fall down Sayori's face. That's all that matters to me. Why am I feeling this way, Jason Torr? I'm supposed to be happy for you. Why does it feel like my heart is splitting in half? It hurts so much. Everything hurts so much. This would be so much better if I could just disappear.
Sayori, don't say that.
It's true, Jason Torr. If I wasn't here, then you wouldn't have to waste your sympathy on me. You wouldn't have to put up with me being selfish. Monica was right. I should just...
Monica? Monica was right about what? Sayori, what I said before is true. I'm not gonna let this continue. Caring about you like this isn't the burden your mind is making you out to be. It's something that makes me happy. It's something that I wouldn't trade for anything else. So even if it takes an entire lifetime, I'm going to be by your side until you don't feel any more pain.
But... Oops. Sayori looks away. I put a hand on her shoulder to reassure her. Wait. I'm scared, Jason Torr. I'm really scared.
What are you scared of, Sayori?
I'm scared that I might like you more than you like me.
Sayori.
It's true, isn't it? I was weak and started to like you too much. I did this to myself. Jason Torr, I like you so much that I want to die. That's how I feel. And...
That's enough, Sayori. I don't want you to hurt anymore.
I slide my hand down Sayori's arm and squeeze her hand in my own.
Do you remember how I said I always know what's best for you? Do you still believe me?
Wordlessly, Sayori nods.
Even if you don't understand all of your own feelings, I know what you need most right now. That's what I'm going to give to you. You get the friend zone.
Sayori.
You'll always be my dearest friend. What you need most is for things to be like they've always been. Monica told me the truth. She told me how much happier you seemed after I joined the club. I know you're struggling with some really difficult feelings right now, but please trust me that I know what's best and will make you happy in the end. I promise I'll help get things back to the way they were.
I see. Sayori forces a smile through an incredibly pained expression. Is this what it feels like to get stabbed in the chest? I should write a poem about this.
Sayori.
It's okay. This is just my punishment, you remember? For being so selfish. So please, don't worry about these stupid feelings. I know you're right. I knew this whole time there'd be no happiness down that path. That's why I came here. Just so I could get the answer I needed to hear. And the other thing, you're also right that I just wanted to go back to the way it was. I realize that now. You really do know me better than anyone, Jason Torr. I'll trust you with anything. Anything at all. So... Sayori's smile finally breaks. All of a sudden, she turns around and drops to her knees. Ah! Ah!
So you're not doing the dramatic of the scene justice.
It's not... Clutching her head with both hands, she screams as loudly as she can. I'm so shocked that I don't know how to react. Sayori looks over her shoulder and flashes me one more weak smile before turning around and running off.
Sayori!
I'm left helplessly standing in front of my house. Why am I feeling so horrible about this? There's nothing more that I could have done. The most I can do is support Sayori through her feelings and help her on the path that's right. But I'm having as much trouble understanding Sayori's feelings as she is. Even though I can comfort her, I keep wondering if I should be doing something more or something different. I know these thoughts will continue to plague me until things are back to the way they were. I'm going to give it everything I got. Sayori will always be my dearest friend. and I'll do whatever it takes to put a smile on her face every day.
The festival?
I've never seen this before. It's the day of the festival. Of all days, I expected this to be the one where I'd be walking to school with Sayori. But Sayori isn't answering her phone. I considered going to her house to wake her up, but decided that's a little too much. Meanwhile, the preparations for the event should be nearly complete.
Explosions.
Okay, so what just happened in real life is I'm farming on Terraria, I got a pirate invasion, and then somebody next to us got nuked.
The sky blew up.
It's still blowing up right now. Something just got nuked, I swear.
Yeah.
I think it's the pirates, to be honest.
Yeah, that's the cannons.
Yes. Alright. What was that? I managed to carry all the cupcakes myself by carefully stacking 2 trays. Natsuki is already texting up a storm, but I can't respond thanks to my hands being full. Funnily enough, I probably feel the same way as Natsuki about the event. I'm more excited for it to be over so I can spend time with Sayori and Natsuki at the festival. But knowing Monica, I'm sure the event will be great too.
Jason Torr, you're the first one here. Thanks for being early. That's funny. I thought at least Yuri would be here by now.
Monica is placing little booklets on each of the desks in the classroom. They must be the ones she prepared, that have all the poems we're performing. In the end, I found a random poem online that I thought Monica would like and submitted it. So that's the one I'll be performing.
I'm surprised you didn't bring Sayori with you. Yeah, she overslept again. That dummy. You think that on days like this important, she'd try a little harder.
I say that, but I suddenly remember what Sayori told me yesterday. And I suddenly feel awful, knowing it's not nearly that simple for her. I only said it because it's the way I'm used to thinking. But maybe I should have gone to wake her up after all.
Haha. You should take a little responsibility for her, Jason Torr. I mean, especially after your exchange with her yesterday. You kinda left her hanging this morning, you know? Exchange? Monica, you know about that? Of course I do. I'm the club president after all. But...
I stammer, embarrassed. Did Sayori really tell her about it that quickly? About how I basically turned down her confession? That makes me really seem like the bad guy here. But I'm the one who knows what's best for her, right?
Jeez. You don't know the full story at all, so... Don't worry. I probably know a lot more than you think. Huh?
Monica's being as friendly as usual, but for some reason I felt a chill down my spine after hearing that.
Hey, you want to check out the pamphlets? They came out really nice. Yeah, sure.
I grabbed one of the pamphlets laid out on the desk.
Oh yeah, they really did. Something like this will definitely help people take the club more seriously. Yeah, I thought so too.
I flipped through the pages. Each member's poem is neatly printed on its own page, giving it an almost professional feel. Is the sound on?
There's no music. Ooh.
Oh, that's scary. I recognize Natsuki's and Yuri's poems from the ones they performed during our practice.
What's this?
I flipped to Sayori's poem. It's different from the one she practiced. It's one that I haven't read before. Get out of my head times 50. Get out of my head. Percent sign. Get out of my head. Get out of my head even more. Oh, wait. Get out of my head. I do what I know is best for you. Get out of my head before I listen to everything she said to me. Get out of my head before I show you how much I love you. Get out of my head before I finish writing this poem. But the poem was never actually finished. It just stops moving. What is this? Reading the poem, I get a pit in my stomach.
Jason Torr? What's wrong? Nothing.
This poem feels completely different from everything else Sayori's written. But more than that...
I changed my mind. I'm going to get Sayori, so... Well, alright. Try not to take too long, okay?
I quickly leave the classroom.
Don't strain yourself.
Monica calls that out after me. I quicken my pace. What was I thinking? I should have tried a little bit harder for Sayori. It's not a big deal to at least wait for her or help her wake up. Even the simple gesture of walking her to school makes her really happy. Besides, I told her yesterday that things will be the same as they always have. Then that's all she needs, and what I want to give her. I reach Sayori's house and knock on the door. I don't expect an answer since she's not picking up her phone either. Like yesterday, I opened up the door and let myself in.
Sayori?
She really is a heavy sleeper. I swallow. I can't believe I ended up doing this after all. Waking her up in her own house. Isn't that more like something a boyfriend would do? In any case, it just feels right. Outside Sayori's room, I knock on her door.
Sayori? Wake up, dummy.
There's no response. I really didn't want to have to enter her room like this. Isn't it kind of a breach of privacy? But she really leaves me no choice. I gently open the door. That's a rip.
Here we go.
What the hell? What the hell? Is this a nightmare? It has to be. This isn't real. There's no way this can be real. Sayori wouldn't do this. Everything was normal up until a few days ago. That's why I can't believe what my eyes are showing me. I suppressed the urge to vomit. Just yesterday, I told Sayori I would be there for her. I told her I know what's best and that everything will be okay. Then why? Why would she do this? How could I be so helpless? What did I do wrong? Turning down her confession? That has to be what pushed her over the edge. Her agonized scream still echoes in my ears. Why did I do that to her when she needed me the most? Why was I so selfish? It was my fault. My swarming thoughts keep telling me everything I could have done to prevent this. If I just spent more time with her, walked her to school, and gave her what I know she wanted out of our relationship, then I could have prevented this. I know I could have prevented this. Screw the literature club. Screw the festival. I just lost my best friend. Someone I grew up with. She's gone forever now. Nothing I do can bring her back. This isn't some game where I can reset and try something different. I had only one chance and I wasn't careful enough. And now I'll carry this guilt with me until I die. Nothing in my life is worth more than hers. But I still couldn't do what she needed from me. And now, I can never take it back. Never. 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 End.
We did it.
We beat the game, guys!
Yo!
Hope you enjoyed this episode. Oh, shoot. The game broken?
Where is she?
Sayori is gone. Replay. Toiju. I see an annoying girl running towards me from the distance, waving her arms in the air, like she's totally oblivious to any attention she might draw to herself. That girl is my neighbor and good friend since we were children. You know, the kind of friend you never see yourself making today, but it just kind of works out because you've known each other for so long. We used to walk to school together on days like this, but starting around high school, she would oversleep more and more frequently, and I would get tired of waiting up. But if she's going to chase after me like this, I almost feel better off running away. However, I just sigh and idle in front of the crosswalk and let catch up to me. Ouk. The game broke. Glitches. It's an ordinary school day, like any other. Mornings are usually the worst, being surrounded by couples and friend groups walking to school together. Meanwhile, I've always walked to school alone. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that, but I have no motivation to join any clubs. I'm perfectly content just getting by on the average while spending my free time on games and anime. There's always the anime club, but it's not like there would be any girls in it anyway. The school day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. After I pack up my things, I stare blankly at the wall, looking for an ounce of motivation.
Clubs.
Well, there really aren't any that interest me. Besides, most of them would probably be way too demanding for me to want to deal with. I guess I have no choice but to start with the anime club.
Chasing Torr? Monica? Oh my goodness, I totally didn't expect to see you here. It's been a while, right? Yeah, it has.
Monica smiles sweetly. We do know each other. Well, we really talk, but we were in the same class last year. Monica was probably the most popular girl in class. Smart, beautiful, athletic, basically completely out of my league. So having her smile at me so genuinely feels a little...
What did you come in here for, anyway? Oh, I've just been looking for some supplies to use for my club. You know if there's any construction paper in here? Or markers? I guess you could check the closet. You're in the debate club, right? Haha, how about that? I actually quit the debate club. Really? You quit? Yeah. To be honest, I can't stand all the politics around the major clubs. Feels like nothing but arguing about the budget and publicity and how to prepare for events. I'd much rather take something I personally enjoy and make something special out of it. In that case, what club did you decide to join? Actually, I'm starting a new one. A literature club. Literature?
That sounds kind of dull.
How many members do you have so far? It's kind of embarrassing, but there are only 3 of us so far. It's really hard to find new members for something that sounds so boring. Well, I can see that. But it's really not boring at all, you know? Literature can be anything. Reading, writing, poetry. I mean, one of my members even keeps her manga collection in the club room. Wait, really? Yeah, it's funny, right? She always insists that manga is literature too. I mean, she's not wrong, I guess. Besides, a member is a member, right?
Did Monica say she?
Hey, Chase and Torr. By any chance, are you still looking for a club to join? I mean, I guess so, but in that case, is there any chance you could do me a big favor? I won't ask you to join, but if you could very least visit my club, it would make me really happy. Please?
Well, I guess I have no reason to refuse. Besides, how could I ever refuse someone like Monica?
Sure, I guess I could check it out. Awesome. You're really sweet, Chase and Torr, you know that? It's nothing, really. Shall we go then? I'll look for the materials another time. You're more important.
And thus, today marks the day I sold my soul to Monica and her irresistible smile. I timidly follow Monica across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Monica, full of energy, swings open the classroom door.
I'm back, and I brought a guest with me.
A guest?
Seriously? You brought a boy? Way to kill the atmosphere. Don't be mean, Natsuki. But anyway, welcome to the club, Chase and Torr.
All words escape me in this situation. This club is full of incredibly cute girls.
So, let me guess. You're Monica's boyfriend, right? What? No, I'm not.
Natsuki. The girl with the sour attitude, whose name is apparently Natsuki, is one I don't recognize. Her small figure makes me think she's probably a first year.
Anyway, this is Natsuki, energetic as usual. And this is Yuri, the vice president.
It's nice to meet you. Yuri, who appears comparably more mature and timid, seems to have a hard time keeping up with someone like Natsuki.
Yeah, it's nice to meet both of you. So, I ran into Chase and Torr in a classroom, and he decided to come check out the club. Isn't that great? Wait, Monica! Didn't I tell you let me know in advance before you brought anyone new? I was going to, well, you know... Sorry. I didn't forget that, but I just happened to run into him.
In that case, I should at least make some tea, right?
Yeah, that would be great. Why don't you come sit down, Chase and Torr?
The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Yuri walks to the corner of the room and opens a closet. Meanwhile, Monica and Natsuki sit across from each other. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Monica.
So, I know you didn't really plan on coming here, but I'll make sure you feel right at home, okay? As president of the Literature Club, it is my duty to make the club fun and exciting for everyone. I'm surprised there aren't more people in the club yet. Must be hard to start a new club. You could put it that way. Not many people are very interested in putting out all the effort to start something brand new. Especially when it's something that doesn't grab your attention, like literature. You have to work hard to convince people that you're both fun and worthwhile. But it makes school events like the festival that much more important. I'm confident that we can all really grow this club before we graduate. Right, Natsuki? Well, I guess.
Natsuki reluctantly agrees. Such different girls, all interested in the same goal. Monica must have worked really hard just to find these two. Yuri returns to the table carrying a tea set. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot in the middle.
You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess. Hey, don't let yourself get intimidated. Yuri's just trying to impress you.
That's not... Insulted, Yuri looks away. I mean,
I believe you. Well, teen reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea.
I'm glad. Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief. So, Jason Torr, what kind of things do you like to read?
Well,
Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that.
manga?
I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet. Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change.
What am I saying? I spoke without thinking after seeing... I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile.
Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see. Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger. My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me, and telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive. Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people. But I like a lot of things. Stories with deep psychological elements usually immerse me as well. Isn't it amazing how a writer can so deliberately take advantage of your own lack of imagination to completely throw you for a loop? Anyway, I've been reading a lot of horror lately.
I read a horror book once.
I desperately grasp something I can relate to at a minimal level. At this rate, Yuri might as well be having a conversation with a rock.
Ha, I expect that from you, Yuri. It suits your personality.
Oh, is that so? Really, if a story makes me think, or takes me to another world, then I really can't put it down. Surreal horror is often very successful at changing the way you look at the world, if only for a brief moment.
Ugh, I hate horror.
Oh, why is that?
Well, I just...
Natsuki's eyes dart over to me for a split second.
Never mind. That's right. Usually you like to write about cute things, don't you, Natsuki? Oh, what? What gives you that idea? You left a piece of scrap paper behind last club meeting. It looks like you're working on a poem called Don't Say It Out Loud! And give that back! Fine, fine. Natsuki, you write your own poems? Well, I guess sometimes. Why do you care? I think that's impressive. Why don't you share them sometime? No!
Natsuki averts her eyes.
You wouldn't like them. Not a very confident writer yet.
I understand how Natsuki feels. Sharing that level of writing takes more than just confidence. The truest form of writing is writing to oneself. You must be willing to open up to your readers, exposing your vulnerabilities and showing even the deepest reaches of your heart.
Do you have writing experience too, Yuri? Maybe if you share some of your work, you can set an example, help Natsuki feel comfortable enough to share hers. I guess it's the same for Yuri.
We all sit in silence for a moment.
Hey, I just got an idea. How about this?
Natsuki and Yuri look quizzically at Monica.
Let's all go home, write a poem of our own. Then, next time we meet, we'll share them with each other. That way, everyone is even. I mean, I thought it was a good idea.
Well, I think you're right, Monica. We should probably start finding activities for all of us to participate in together. I did decide to take on the responsibility of vice president after all. I need to do my best to nurture the club as well as its members. Besides, now that we have a new member, it seems like a good step for us to take. Do you agree as well, Jason Torr?
Hold on, there's still one problem. What's that?
Now that we've reached the most important topic, I bluntly come forth with what's been on my mind the entire time.
I never said I would join this club. Monica may convince me to stop by, but I never made any decision. I still have other clubs to look at, and
I lose my train of thought. All three girls stare back at me with dejected eyes.
But...
I'm sorry, I thought...
Huh?
The girls exchange glances before Monica turns back to me.
I guess I need to tell you the truth, Jason Torr. The thing is, we don't have enough members yet to form an official club. We need 4. And I've been trying really, really hard to find new members. And if we don't find one more before the festival?
I'm defenseless against these girls. How am I supposed to make a clear-headed decision when it's like this? I would feel terrible for letting everyone down in this situation. And besides, the club itself seems pretty relaxed. So if writing poems is the price I need to pay in order to spend every day with these beautiful girls.
Right. Okay, I've decided then. I'll join the literature club.
One by one, the girl's eyes light up.
Oh my goodness, really? Do you really mean that, Jason Torr? Yeah. It could be fun, right?
You really did scare me for a moment.
I mean, if you really just left after all this, I would be super pissed. Jason Torr, I'm so happy. We can become an official club now. Thank you so much for this. You're really amazing. I'll do everything I can to give you a great time, okay? Thanks, I guess. Okay, everyone. I think with that, we can officially end today's meeting on a good note. Everyone remember tonight's assignment. Write a poem to bring to the next meeting so we can all share.
Monica looks over at me once more.
Jason Torr, I look forward to seeing how you express yourself. Yeah.
Can I really impress the class, star Monica, with my mediocre writing skills? I already feel the anxiety welling up inside me. Meanwhile, the girls continue to chit-chat as Yuri cleans up the tea set.
I guess I'll be on my way then. Okay. I'll see you tomorrow then. I can't wait.
With that, I depart the club room and make my way home. The whole way, my mind wanders back and forth between the three girls. Natsuki, Yuri, and of course, Monica. Will I really be happy spending every day after school in a literature club? Perhaps I'll have the chance to grow closer to one of these girls. Alright. I'll just need to make the most of my circumstances, and I'm sure good fortune will find me. And I guess that starts with writing a poem tonight.
Would you like to read your special poem?
Sure. That's not a poem.
What a silly...
That's a puzzle.
Save your just in case.
See, you're even more like dead.
Whoa.
Do we really have to try this
Well,
time?
that's... Well,
Oh,
it still depends.
there's still 2 rounds we gotta take?
Yeah, at the beginning.
Okay.
We'll do Natsuki just because.
Okay.
No! Hop. Bubbles. Kawaii. Pink. Fun. Childhood. Poof. Play. Anime. Smile. Hair. Shiny. Silly. Cute. Milk. Fireflies. Jump. Hi again, Jason Torr. Glad to see you didn't run away on us. Haha. Nah, don't worry. This might be a little strange for me, but at least I kept my word.
Well, I'm back at the literature club. I was the last one to come in, so everyone else is already hanging out. There's no gonna be your privilege as a door. All business to won't allow me to look a bit off real. Making you die head first in the lecture when you're not accustomed to it.
Oh, come on. Like he deserves any slack? You already had to be dragged here by Monica. I don't know if you just plan to come here and hang out or what, but if you don't take us seriously, then you won't see the end of it.
Who's speaking here? I think it's Monica.
Natsuki certainly have a big mouth for someone who keeps a manga collection in the club room. What's the music doing?
It's popping, that's what it's doing.
Mana!
Natsuki finds herself stuck between saying Monica and manga.
Manga is literature!
Swiftly defeated, Natsuki plops back into her seat. I'm sorry, Chisentor. We'll make sure to put your comfort first, okay? Yuri shoots Natsuki with a disappointing glance. Anyway, now that you're in the club and all, perhaps you might have an interest in picking up a book to read.
Well, I can't really say no either way. Like you said, I'm in this club now, so it only feels right for me to do something like that if you ask.
Wait. I didn't mean it like that. If you don't really want to, then forget I said anything, I guess.
No, it's not that, Yuri. I want to try to be part of this club. Seeing if I don't read often, I'd be happy to pick up a book if you want me to.
Are you sure? I just felt like, well, as vice president and all. that I should help you get started on something you might like. Yuri reaches into her bag and pulls out a book. I didn't want you to feel left. I didn't want you to feel left out. So I picked out a book that I thought you might enjoy. It's a short read, so it should keep your attention, even if you don't usually read. And we could, discuss it if you wanted. This is... How is this girl accidentally being so cute? She even picked out a book she thinks I'll like, despite me not reading much.
I'm getting disoriented from the background.
Oh, gosh.
Yuri, thank you. I'll definitely read this.
I enthusiastically take the book. Gee. Well, you can read it at your own pace. I look forward to hearing what you think. Now that everyone's settled in, I expect Monica to kick off some scheduled activities for the club. But that doesn't seem to be the case. Yuri's face is already buried in a book. I can't help but notice her intense expression, like she was waiting for this chance. Meanwhile, Natsuki is rummaging around in the closet.
Ugh!
I didn't know you had an exasperate. Sorry for me in the closet. She seems to be annoyed by something. I approach her in case she needs a hand.
You looking for something in there? I wasn't ready this soon. Fucking Monica! She never puts my stuff back in the right spot. What's the point in keeping a collection organized if someone else is gonna mess it up?
Natsuki slides a bunch of stacked books and boxes across the shelf.
Manga. You read I keep switching manga. And manga. You read manga, right? Sometimes.
Manga is one of those things where you can't admit you're really into it until you figure out where the other person stands.
How did you know anyway? I heard you bring it up at some point. Besides, it's kind of written on your face.
What's that supposed to mean?
I see.
There's a lone volume of manga amidst a stack of various books on the side of one of the shelves. I just gotta say a mix between manga and manga. Curious, I pull it off the stack.
There it is!
Natsuki snatches it out of my hand. She then turns to a box of manga and slips the volume right into the middle of the rest.
Ah, much better. Seeing a box set with one book missing is probably the most irritating sight in the world. I know that feel.
I get a closer look at the box that she's admiring.
Parfait Girls.
It's a series I've never heard of in my life. That probably means it's either way out of my demographic or it's simply terrible.
If you're gonna judge, you can just do it through the glass on the door.
She points to the classroom door.
Hey, I wasn't judging anything. I didn't even say anything. It was the tone of your voice. But I'll tell you one thing, Chase and Torr. Consider this a lesson straight from the Literature Club. Don't judge a book. In fact,
Natsuki pulls out the first volume of Parfait Girls from the box.
I'm gonna show you exactly why.
She shoves the book right into my hands.
Ah.
I stare at the cover. It features 4 girls in colorful attire, striking animated feminine poses. It's exceedingly moe.
Don't just stand there. Ah.
Natsuki grabs my arm and pulls me out of the closet. She then takes a seat against the wall, beneath the windowsills. She pats on the ground next to her, signaling me to sit there.
Wouldn't chairs be more comfortable?
I take my seat.
Chairs wouldn't work. We can't read at the same time like that. Why is that? I guess it's easier to be close together like this. Don't say that. You'll make me feel weird about it.
Natsuki crosses her arms and scooshes an inch away from me.
Sorry.
I didn't exactly expect to be sitting this close to her either. Not that I can say it's a particularly bad thing. I open the book. It's only a few seconds before Natsuki once again inches closer, reclaiming the additional space while she hopes I won't notice. I can feel her peering over my shoulder, much more eager to begin reading than I am.
Wow, how long has it been since I read the beginning? You don't go back flip through the older volumes every now and then? Not really. Maybe sometimes after I've already finished the series. Hey, are you paying attention?
I am, but nothing's really happened yet, so I can talk at the same time. It looks like it's about a bunch of friends in high school. Typical slice of life affair. I kinda grew out of these, since it's rare for the writing to be entertaining enough to make up for the lack of plot.
Are you sure this isn't boring for you? It's not, even though you're just watching me read? Well, I'm fine with that, if you say so. I guess it's fun sharing something you like with someone else. I always get excited when I convince any of my friends to pick up a series I enjoy. You know what I mean? You don't? That's not... Well, I wouldn't really know. What do you mean? Don't you share your manga with your friends? Could you not rub it in? Jeez. Sorry. Like I could ever get my friends to read this. They just think manga is for kids. I can't even bring it up without them being all like, hey, you still haven't grown out of that yet? Makes me want to punch them in the face. Or I know those kinds of people. Honestly, it takes a lot of effort to find friends who don't judge, much less friends who are also into it. I'm already kind of a loser, so I guess I gravitated towards other losers over time. But it's probably harder for someone like you. Yeah, that's pretty accurate.
Wait, which part?
I mean, I feel like I can't even keep it in my own room. My dad would beat the shit out of me if he found this. At least it's safe here in the club room. Except Monica's kind of a jerk about it. Ugh, I just can't win, can I? Well, it paid off in the end, didn't it? I mean, here I am reading it. Well, it's not like it solves any of my problems. Maybe. But at least you're enjoying yourself, right? So? Geez, that's enough. Are you gonna keep reading or what? Yeah.
I flip the page. ... and all that stuff. Time passes. Natsuki is strangely quiet now. I glance over at her. She's hanging from the ceiling. It looks like she started to fall asleep.
Hey, Natsuki. Yeah?
Suddenly, Natsuki collapses straight into me.
Hey! Oh, jeez. Natsuki, are you okay? Here.
Monica reaches into her bag and pulls out some kind of protein bar. She throws it in Natsuki's direction. Natsuki's eyes suddenly light up again. She snatches the bar from the floor and immediately tears off the wrapper.
I told you not to give...
She doesn't even finish her sentence before stuffing it into her mouth.
Don't worry, Chase and Torr. She's fine. It just happens every now and then. That's why I always keep a snack in my bag for her.
What?
Anyway, why don't we all share poems now?
I told Natsuki I was interested in her poems yesterday. It's probably only fair if I shared mine with her first.
Okay, well, let's start with the things I don't like. First of all,
Natsuki rereads my poem.
never mind. I don't feel like giving you my opinion. Then what's the point of sharing in the first place? I wrote this when I could have been doing other things. In fact, remember how I said I wanted to read your poems? That's what I had in mind when writing this. I want to help you feel comfortable enough to share yours, like Monica said. Well, I would be more comfortable sharing my poem if yours wasn't really bad. You were supposed to show you some dumb poem, make me go, ha! Well, it's not that great. Let me show you what real literature looks like. And you went and ruined it. I hope you're happy. So in other words, you're saying you liked it?
Natsuki's retort gets caught in her throat.
You don't understand anything, do you? I already told you that. You don't have to go announcing it to the world like you're all self-important. Pretty sure you never actually said that.
I say that mostly to myself. Natsuki must really hate me or something. I can't figure out if it's a win or a loss that she liked my poem.
In any case, you still need to show me yours, right? Grr, fine, I guess. Only because Monica will make me if I don't. Yeah, I told you they weren't gonna like it. I like it. What? Just be honest. I am. Why are you so convinced that I wouldn't like it? Well, because everyone in high school thinks that writing has to be all sophisticated and stuff, so people don't even take my writing seriously. But isn't the point of poems for people to express themselves? Your writing style wouldn't make your message any less valid. Yes, exactly. I like when it's easy to read but hits you hard. Like in this poem. Seeing everyone around you do great things can be really disheartening. So I decided to write about it. Yeah, I understand. But the only other nice thing about simple writing is that it puts more weight on the wordplay. Like I set up for a rhyme at the end, but then it made it fall flat on purpose. Helps bring out the feeling in the last line. So you did. I guess more went into it than I realized. That's what it means to be a pro. I'm glad you learned something new. Didn't expect this from the youngest one here, did you? Yeah, I guess not.
I decide to humor her with that last comment. I don't really care how old everyone is, but if Natsuki is feeling proud, then I won't take that away from her. Here he stares at the poem. A minute passes, more than enough time for her to finish reading. Oh, sorry. I forgot to start speaking.
It's fine. Don't force yourself.
I'm not. I just need to put my thoughts into words. Hold on. Okay. This is your first time writing a poem, right?
Yeah. Why do you ask?
I'm just making sure. I guess that it might be bad. I guess that it might be after reading through it.
Ah, so it's that bad.
No. I just raised my voice. I'm so sorry. Yuri buries her face in her hands. I couldn't help but notice that it's been several minutes that we really haven't gotten anywhere. It might take Yuri a while to get used to new people.
It's fine. I really didn't notice. What were you saying?
Right, it's just that there are specific writing habits that are usually typical of new writers. And having been through that myself, I kind of learned to pick up on them. I think the most noticeable thing I recognize in new writers is that they try to make their style very deliberate. In other words, they tend to pick a writing style separate from the topic matter, and they form fit the two together. The end result is that both the style and the expressiveness are weakened. Once Yuri finds her train of thought, it's as if her demeanor totally changes. Her stammering is completely gone, and she sounds like an expert. Of course, that's not something you can be blamed for. There are so many different skills. You can skip this.
Yeah, but...
I imagine it wouldn't let us skip if it had new stuff, right? It hasn't let us skip so far.
We're building.
We're building? Okay, fine. There are so many different skills and techniques that got into writing, even a simple poem. Not just finding them and building them, getting them to work.
We're building.
Together is probably the most challenging part. It might take you some time, but it all comes with practice and learning by example and trying new things. I also hope that everyone else in the club gives you valuable feedback. Natsuki can be a little bit biased, though.
Biased? How?
Well, never mind. I shouldn't be talking about people like that. Sorry.
It's fine.
I'm not sure if Yuri is apologizing to herself, to me, or to Natsuki.
You mind if I read your poem now?
Please do. I'd love to share my thought process behind it. Yuri smiles dreamily, as if it's a rare opportunity for her, which itself is kind of funny. After all, isn't this supposed to be a literature club? I'm sorry I have such terrible handwriting.
What? I wasn't thinking that at all.
But it took you a long time to read.
Ah. Well, I just don't read script very often. I actually think your handwriting is pretty.
That's a relief.
Also, I like the poem. Even though it's short, it was really descriptive.
It wasn't too short. I usually write longer poems.
Not at all.
I'm really glad you liked it. I'll be honest. Since it's our first time sharing, I wanted to write something a little more mild. Something easy to digest, I suppose. Are you into ghosts?
Are you into ghosts, Yuri?
Uh-huh. Actually, the story isn't about a ghost at all, Chase and Torr.
Really? I must have totally missed the point.
Well, I suppose you did only glance over it, after all. But remember that poets often express their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences in their work. They usually do more than tell a simple story or paint a picture. In this case, perhaps the subject of the poem is only being symbolically compared to a ghost, listening in her last remaining place of comfort, unable to let go of the past, and soon to be left with nothing.
That's a lot more solemn, putting it that way. I hadn't even thought of that. That's impressive.
It's nothing, really. Well, it makes me happy that you think that. Just remember that it won't be long before you pick up on these things, too.
Yeah, maybe you're right. I guess I'll have to keep trying.
I'm counting on you.
Hi, Chase and Torr. Having a good time so far? Yeah. Good. Glad to hear it. By the way, since you're new and everything, if you ever if you ever have any suggestions for the club, like new activities or things we can do better, I'm always listening. Don't be afraid to bring things up, okay? Alright, I'll keep that in mind.
Of course, I'll be afraid to bring things up. I'm much better off just going with the flow until I'm more settled in.
Anyway, want to share your poem with me? It's kind of embarrassing, but I guess I have to. Haha. Don't worry, Chase and Torr. We're all a little embarrassed today, you know? But it's that sort of barrier we'll all learn to pass soon. Yeah, that's true.
I hand Monica my poem.
I like it, Chase and Torr. Really? It's a lot cuter than I expected. Hahaha. Oh, jeez. No. That kind of makes me think something like Natsuki would write. And she's a good writer, too. So take that as a compliment. Ah, if you say so. Yep. If you're interested in Natsuki, then always keep a snack on you. She'll cling to you like a puppy. Haha. Natsuki's dad doesn't give her lunch money or leave her any food in the house, so she's in a fussy mood pretty often. Sometimes she loses all of her strength and shuts down, like earlier. It's just a guess, but I think she's so small because her malnutrition is interfering with her adolescent growth. But hey, some guys are into petite girls, you know? Sorry, just trying to look at the bright side. Anyway, do you want to read my poem now? Don't worry, I'm not very good. You sound pretty confident for someone who claims not to be very good. Well, because I have to sound confident. That doesn't mean I always feel that way, you know? I see. Well, let's read it then. This is different. Hole in wall. But he wasn't looking at me. Confused, I frantically glance at my surroundings, but my burned eyes can no longer see color. Are there others in this room? Are they talking? Or are they simply poems on flat sheets of paper? The sound of frantic scrawling playing tricks on my ears. The room begins to crinkle, closing in on me. The air I breathe dissipates before it reaches my lungs. I panic. There must be a way out. It's right there. He's right there. Swallowing my fears, I brandish my pen. So, what do you think? It's very freeform, if that's what you call it. Sorry, I'm not the right person to ask for feedback. Ha, it's okay. Yeah, that kind of style's gone pretty popular nowadays. That is, a lot of poems have been putting emphasis on the timing between words and lines. When performed out loud, it can be really powerful. What was the inspiration behind this one? Well, I'm not sure if I know how to put it. I guess you could say I had some kind of epiphany recently. It's been influencing my poems a bit. An epiphany? Yeah, something like that. I'm kind of nervous to talk about deep stuff like that, because it's kind of coming on strongly. Maybe after everyone is better friends with each other. Anyway, here's Monika's writing tip of the day. Sometimes when you're writing a poem or a story, your brain gets too fixated on a specific point. If you try so hard to make it perfect, then you'll never make any progress. Just force yourself to get something down on paper and tidy it up later. Another way to think about it is this. If you keep your pen in the same spot for too long, you'll just get a big dark puddle of ink. So just move your hand and go with the flow. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening. Whew. I guess that's everyone.
Wow, Chase. I guess that's everyone. I glanced around the room. That was a little more stressful than I anticipated.
Are you ready to argue?
It's as if everyone is judging me for my mediocre writing abilities. Even if they're just being nice, there's no way my poems can stand up to theirs. This is a literature club, after all. I sigh. I guess that's what I ended up getting myself into. Across the room, Monika's writing something in her notebook. My eyes land on Yuri and Natsuki. They gingerly exchange sheets of paper, sharing their respective poems. As they read in tandem, I watch each of their expressions change. Natsuki's eyebrows furrow in frustration. Meanwhile, Yuri smiles sadly.
What's with his language?
Did you say something?
Oh, it's nothing.
Natsuki dismissively returns the poem to the desk with one hand.
I guess you could say it's fancy.
Thanks. Yours is cute.
Cute? Did you completely miss the symbolism or something? It's clearly about the feeling of giving up. How can that be cute?
I know that. I just meant the language, I guess. I was trying to say something nice.
Eh? You mean you have to try that hard to come up with something nice to say? Thanks, but it really didn't come out nice at all.
Well, I do have a couple suggestions.
If I was looking for suggestions, I would have asked someone who actually liked it. Which people did, by the way. Monika liked it, and Chase and Torr did too. So based on that, I'll be glad to give you some suggestions of my own. First of all...
Excuse me. I appreciate the offer, but I've spent a long time establishing my writing style. I don't expect it to change anytime soon, unless, of course, I come across something particularly inspiring. Which I haven't yet.
Nah.
And Chase and Torr liked my poem too, you know. He even told me he was impressed by it. Natsuki suddenly stands up.
Oh? I didn't realize you're so invested in trying to impress our new member, Yuri.
That's not what I... You're just... Yuri stands up as well. Maybe you're just jealous that Chase and Torr appreciated my advice more than he appreciated yours.
Huh? And how do you know he didn't appreciate my advice more? Are you that full of yourself?
No. If I was full of myself, I would deliberately go out of my way to make everything I do overly cutesy.
Well, you know what? I was the one whose boobs magically grew a size bigger as soon as Chase and Torr started showing up.
Natsuki.
Natsuki, that's a little... This doesn't
involve you. taking out your own insecurities on others like that. You really act as young as you look, Natsuki.
Me? Look who's talking. You want to be edgy, bitch?
Edgy? Sorry that my lifestyle is too much for someone of your mental age to comprehend.
See? Just saying that proves my point. Most people learn to get over themselves after they graduate middle school, you know.
If you want to prove anything, then stop harassing others with your sickening attitude.
You
You think you can counterbalance your toxic personality just by dressing and acting cute? The only cute thing about you is how hard you try.
Whoa, be careful. You might cut yourself on that edge, Yuri. Oh, my bad. You already do, don't you?
Did you just accuse me of cutting myself? What the fuck is wrong with your head?
Yeah, go on. Let Chase and Torr hear everything you really think. I'm sure I'll be head over heels for you after this.
Suddenly, Yuri turns towards me as if she just noticed I was standing here. Chase and Torr. She's just trying to make me look bad.
That's not true. She started it.
Is it Natsuki?
I don't know. Doesn't matter.
You get to pick?
Yeah.
I don't care.
Hey, Chase and Torr, why don't we step outside for a little bit, okay? Sorry about that. They really shouldn't have tried to get you involved. It's probably better for us to stay out of this. We'll go back inside once they're done yelling. Haha. Some president I am, right? I can't even promote my own club members properly. I just wish I was able to be a little more assertive sometimes, but I never have it in me to put my foot down against others. You understand, right? Anyway, if this makes you want to spend less time with the others, then that's fine. I'd be happy to spend time with you instead.
Suddenly, Natsuki runs out of the classroom. She quickly runs away.
Oh dear. Well, it looks like they're done.
I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. I didn't mean it. Yuri is rocking back and forth in her desk with her palms on her forehead.
Yuri?
I didn't mean it.
I believe you.
I have no idea what Yuri might have said to Natsuki. Or did. Jason Torr, please don't hate me. Please. I'm not like this. There's something wrong with me today.
It's fine, Yuri. We know you didn't mean it. Besides, I'm sure Natsuki will forgive all about it. Will forgive all about it by tomorrow, completely. Anyway, the meeting is over, so you can go home now if you want.
Yuri looks at me like she wants to say something, but she keeps glancing at Monica. You can go first, Monica. I like to stay a bit longer.
I'm the president, so I should be the last one out. I'll wait for you to be done.
Well, I'm vice president, so please let me take that responsibility today.
Kinda sounds like you don't want me around for something, Yuri.
It's not that. It's not that. I didn't get much of a chance to discuss my book with Jason Torr. It'd just be embarrassing with you listening.
I guess I don't really have a choice, do I?
I'm sorry for causing trouble, but I really appreciate you understand.
We'll just keep with Natsuki, because it...
I realize that sounds really dumb with the melody playing. I only heard the drums. Natsuki versus Yuri. Who will win? Who will die?
Poof. Milk.
Milk.
Heart. Pink.
Oh. Another day passes, and it's time for the club meeting already. I've gotten a little more comfortable here over the past couple days. Entering the club room, the usual scene greets me. Welcome back, Jason Torr.
Hi, Yuri.
I'm not sure if it's me or if it's Yuri's expression, but the weight of yesterday's quarrel still hangs in the air a little. Yuri glances over her shoulder, looking around the room. Natsuki is reading manga at her desk. And surprisingly, Monica isn't here yet. She pulls me to the corner of the room. About yesterday. I I really need to apologize. Nothing like that has ever happened before. And something just came over me, I guess. I wasn't acting mentally sound. Please don't think we're usually like this. Not just me, but Natsuki as well.
Yuri, I'm glad that you're considerate and apologized. You don't have to worry too much. Even though I've only been here a couple of days, I could tell something was off yesterday. Maybe we're just a little extra sensitive because it was the first time sharing poems. But whatever it was, it didn't make me think any less of you. I had already decided that there's no way you can be a bad person. I know that you're apologizing. I know you really didn't mean it.
She's in Torr. Don't say those kind of things so frankly. They make me a little too happy. I'm really glad you're such an understanding person. And I'm really glad that you joined this club. Everything is a little bit brighter with you around and... Sorry, what am I saying right now?
Hey, have you guys seen Monica? No, I haven't. I was also kind of wondering where she was. Man. Yuri, I'm guessing you haven't either.
Yuri is clearly taken aback by how calmly Natsuki is addressing her. No, I haven't.
Geez, this isn't like her at all. I know it's stupid, but I can't help but worry a little bit. What? Why are you looking at me like that?
Natsuki, about yesterday. I just wanted to apologize. I promise I didn't mean any of the things I said. And I'll do my best to stay under control from now on. So...
Yuri, what the heck are you talking about? Did you do something yesterday? Jeez. Whatever's on your mind, I'm sure it was nothing. I don't even remember anything bad happening. You're the kind of person who worries too much about the little things, aren't you?
But...
I'll accept your apology anyway, if it helps you feel better about it. Besides, it's kind of nice to hear, since I was always afraid you'd secretly hated me or something like that. Eh?
No, not at all. I don't hate you.
Haha. Well, you're kind of weird, but I don't hate you either. You're still on trial, though. Hey.
Suddenly, the door swings open.
Sorry, I'm super sorry. There you are. I didn't mean to be late. I hope you guys weren't worried or anything. Nah. Well, Natsuki was. I was not. What took you so long anyway? Well, my last period today was study hall. To be honest, I just kind of lost track of time. That makes no sense, though. You would have heard the bell ring at least. I must not have heard it since I was practicing piano.
Piano? I wasn't aware you played music as well, Monica.
Don't give me more credit than I deserve. I guess I've been practicing for a while, but I'm still not really good yet.
Dell. That must be requiring a lot of dedication. So I'm still impressed.
Well thanks, Yuri. You should play something for us sometime. That's...
Monica looks at me.
Well, I'm working on writing a song, but it's not quite done yet. Maybe once I get a little bit better, I will. That sounds cool. I look forward to it. Is that so? In that case, I won't let you down, Torr.
Monica smiles sweetly.
I didn't mean any pressure or anything like that. Don't worry. I was hoping that I could share with you anyway. I guess that's why I've been practicing so much recently. I see.
I'm not sure if Monica was referring to the whole club or just me.
In that case, best of luck. Thanks. So, I didn't miss anything, did I? No, not really.
I choose not to bring up anything that the three of us just talked about. Besides, Natsuki has already run off into the closet. Jason Torr. Since your compliments put me in a good mood, I was wondering if we would like to spend some time together today. I mean, in the club.
I suppose so. I don't think I could say no to you after... I don't think I could say no to you after that you gave me that book to me. Well, I guess I need to make sure Natsuki isn't waiting for me. After we finished reading yesterday,
She's fine. She's reading over there, see? Don't think about her so much. She's used to being ignored. Come on, we're going over there.
What's the story about anyway?
Well, Now look at the cover of the book. The book is titled Portrait of Markov. There's an ominous-looking eye symbol in the front cover. Basically, it's about this religious camp that was turned into a human experiment prison. And the people trapped there have this trait that turns them into killing machines that lust for blood. But the facility gets even worse, and they start selectively breeding people by cutting off their limbs and affixating them to... that might be a little bit of a spoiler. But anyway, I'm really into it. The book, I mean. not the thing about the limbs.
That's kind of...
It's kind of dark, isn't it? Yuri made it sound like it was going to be a nice story, so that dark turn came out of nowhere. Oh. Are you not a fan of that sort of thing, she's chasing Torr?
No, it's not that. I mean, I can definitely enjoy those kinds of stories, so don't worry.
I hope so. I forgot that Yuri is into those things. She's so shy and reclusive on the outside, but her mind seems to be completely different. It's just that this kind of story, it's the kind that challenges you to look at life from a strange new perspective. When horrible things happen, not just because someone wants to be evil, but because the world is full of horrible people who are all worthless anyway. Then suddenly... I'm rambling, aren't I? Not again. I'm sorry.
Hey, don't apologize. I haven't lost interest or anything.
Well, I guess it's alright then. But I feel like I should let you know that I have this problem. When I left it, things like books and writing fill my thoughts, my whole body gets incredibly dark souls. I kind of forget to pay attention to other people. So I'm sorry if I end up saying something strange. And please stop me if I start talking too much.
I really don't think you need to worry. That just means you're passionate about reading. Least you can do is listen. Least I can do. It's a literature club after all.
Oh. That's true.
In fact, I might as well get started reading it, right?
Yes.
What are you saying?
That's a good question.
How many times has that happened so far?
For real.
Let me just get the book.
I quickly retrieved the book that I had put into my bag.
Alright, it's fine if I sit here, right?
I slip into the seat next to yours.
Oh, yeah,
Are you sure? You seem a little apprehensive.
I'm sorry. It's not that I don't want you to. It's just something I'm not very used to. That is reading in company with someone. I see.
I see.
Oh.
Well, just tell me if I end up distracting you or anything.
All right.
I open the book and start the prologue. I soon understand what Yuri means about reading in company. It's as if I can feel her presence over my shoulders as I read. It's not a particularly bad thing, maybe a little distracting, but the feeling is somewhat comforting. Yuri is in the corner of my eye. I realize that she's not actually looking at her own book. I glance over. It looks like she's reading from my book instead.
Sorry. I was just bathing in the feeling of your body.
Yuri.
Yuri, you really apologize a lot, don't you?
I do? I don't really mean to. Sorry. I mean,
Here, this should work, right?
I slide my desk until it's up against Yuri's. Then I hold my book more between the two of them.
ah,
I suppose so. Yuri timidly closes her own copy. Our shoulders are almost touching. It feels like my left arm is in the way, so instead I use my right hand to hold the book open.
I guess that makes it kind of difficult to turn the page.
here.
Yuri takes her left arm and holds the left side of the book between her thumb and forefinger.
Ah,
Ah,
I do the same with my right arm, on the right side of the book. That way, I turn a page and Yuri slides it under her thumb after it flips to her side. But in holding it like this, we're huddled even closer together than before. It's actually kind of distracting me. It's as if I can feel the warmth of Yuri's face, and she's in the corner of my vision.
are you ready?
huh?
To turn the page,
Ah, sorry. I think I got a bit distracted for a second.
I glance over at Yuri's face again, and our eyes meet. I don't know how I'll be able to keep up with her. Ah,
wait, did I?
that's okay. You're not as used to reading, right? I don't mind being patient if it takes you a bit longer. It's probably the least I can do, since you've been so patient with me.
Yeah, thanks.
We continue reading. Yuri no longer asks me if I'm ready to turn the page. Instead, I just assume that she finishes the page before me, so I turn it by my own volition. We continue the first chapter in silence. Even so, turning to each page almost feels like an intimate exchange. My thumb gently letting go of the page, letting it flutter over to her side as she catches it under her own thumb.
Hey, Yuri. This might be a silly thought, but the main character kind of reminds me of you a little bit.
Eh? No, I don't relate to this character at all. Definitely not.
Really? I was just thinking the way she second guesses things she says and all.
That's what you were talking about. Sorry. I thought you meant something else about her.
Something else?
Never mind. We didn't even get that far yet. So I don't know why that came into my head.
Yuri, are you feeling alright?
Yeah?
Yuri's been a little fidgety ever since we started reading.
You can rest if you're feeling sick or something. Your breathing is a little...
My breathing. Yuri puts her hands on her chest, as if to feel her heartbeat. I didn't even notice. Anyway, I'm fine. I just need some water.
Alright, don't push yourself.
Yuri stands up and practically rushes out of the classroom.
What on earth was that about? Jason Torr? Did something happen just now? Eh? I have no idea. Yuri's acting a little strange, I guess. So you don't know anything. Sorry, I can't say I do. Are you worried about her? Oh no, not really. I was just making sure that you didn't do anything to her. No, nothing. Don't worry, I believe you, silly. Yuri just does this sometimes, so it's nothing alarming. Alright, if you say so. Anyway, why don't we start sharing our poems with each other? Eh? Shouldn't we wait for Yuri? Well, she might be a while, so I just figured we'd get started without her. Is that okay? Yeah, I was just asking. Oh, oops. I stand up.
Was her bowl always like that?
Probably not. Maybe.
That just looks weird for some reason.
I mean, everything's...
I mean, I get
Going,
that,
yeah.
but like, that's a strange change. I make a mental note of where I left off in the book, and slip it back into my bag.
Well, it's not terrible, but it's pretty disappointing after your last one. Then again, if this one was as good as your last one, I would be completely pissed. Well, I guess I want to try something a little different this time. Fair enough, you're still new to this, so I won't expect you to find your style right away. I mean, everyone in this club writes differently from each other. Maybe you'll find a little influence from all of us. For instance, I noticed that you're spending some time with Yuri today. Not that I care who you spend your time with. After all, I was taught never to expect anything from anybody, so it's not like I was waiting for you or anything. Still, you should at least look over my poem. You'll probably be able to learn something from it. That's a good poem.
This says Bible.
Bib.
It says, it's like a word search, Chase.
Words, let's go. Okay.
I found no.
Fib. Bid.
Fudge. Noir. Gupabukmakua.
Woolad. Good poem.
Good poem.
Jason Torr, why didn't you come read with me today? I was waiting for you. I was waiting for a long time. It was the only thing I had to look forward to today. Why didn't you ruin it? Why do you like Yuri more? I think you're better off not associating with her. Are you listening to me? Yuri's a sick freak. That shouldn't be obvious by now. So just play with me instead, okay? You don't hate me, Jason Torr, do you? Do you hate me? Do you want to make me go home crying? The club is the only place I feel safe. Don't ruin that for me. Don't ruin it. Please. Just stop talking to Yuri. Play with me instead. It's all I have. Play with me. Play with me. Hi again, Jason Torr. How's the writing going? Alright, I guess. I'll take that. As long as it's not going bad. I'm happy that you're applying yourself. Maybe soon you'll come up with a masterpiece. I wouldn't count on that. You never know. Want to share what you wrote for today? Sure, here you go.
I give my poem to Monica.
Alright. Great job, Jason Torr. I was going, ooh, in my head while reading it. It's really metaphorical. I'm not sure why, but I didn't expect you to go for something so deep. I guess I underestimated you. It's easiest for me to keep everyone's expectations low. That way it always counts when I put in some effort. Haha, that's not very fair. Well, I guess it worked anyway. You know that Yuri likes this kind of writing, right? Writing that's full of imagery and symbolism? Sometimes I feel like Yuri's mind is just totally detached from reality. I don't mean that like it's a bad thing, though. But sometimes I get the impression that she's just totally given up on people. She spends so much time in her own head, that's probably a much more interesting place for her. That's why she gets so happy when you treat her with lots of kindness. I don't think she's used to being indulged like that. She must be really starved for social interaction, so I don't blame her for coming on a little strongly. Like earlier. I think if she gets too stimulated, she ends up withdrawing and looking for alone time.
Suddenly, the door opens.
Yuri!
I'm back. Did I miss anything?
Not really. Well, we all started sharing our poems with each other.
Yeah? Already? I'm sorry for being late.
No need to apologize. We still have plenty of times. So I'm more glad that you took all the time you needed.
Alright. Thanks, Monica. I suppose I should go get my poems now.
But anyway, you want to read my poem now? I like the way this one turned out, so I hope you do too.
Finally.
I'll just read it. Save me. The colors, they won't. Bright, beautiful colors. Flash, expand, piercing. Red, green, blue. An endless cacophony of meaningless noise. The noise, it won't stop. Violent, rating, orphanos. King, screeching, piercing. Sine, cosine, tangent. Like playing chalk on the turntable. Like playing a knife on a breathing ribcage. Endless, for this, a meaningless. Delete her. Sorry, I know it's kind of abstract. I'm just trying to, well, never mind. There's no point in explaining. Anyway, here's Monica's writing tip of the day. Sometimes you'll find yourself facing a difficult decision. When that happens, don't forget to save your game. You never know when, who am I talking to? Can you hear me? Tell me you can hear me. Anything. That's my advice for today. Thanks for listening.
I've been waiting for this. Let's see what you've written for today.
Yuri smiles and takes a deep breath.
I like just holding it.
Huh?
I mean, the poem turned out good. It's, well, there's some good things that you could work on. But that doesn't really matter. It feels like anything written by you is a treasure. That came out a little awkward. Let's move on. Here's the poem I wrote. You don't have to like it or anything.
You got a lot of reading to do.
Okay.
Wheel. A rotating. I can't even read half the words. Wheel. A rotating wheel. Turning an axle. Grinding. Okay, what?
Bolt head.
Bolt head? Okay, bolt head. Linear gearbox. Falling sky. 7 holy stakes. A docked ship. A portal to another world. A thin rope tied to a thick rope. A torn harness. Parabolic gearbox. Expanding universe. Tune. Time controlled by slipping cogwheels. Existence of God. Swimming with open water in all directions. Drowning. A prayer written in blood. A prayer written in time-devouring snakes with human eyes. A thread connecting all living human eyes. A kaleidoscope of holy stakes. Exponential gearbox. A sky of exploding stars. God disproving the existence of God. A wheel rotating in 6 dimensions. Frosty gears and a ticking clock. A clock that ticks 1 second for every rotation of the planet. A clock that ticks 40 times every time it ticks every second time. A bolt head. A bolt head of holy stakes tied to the existence of a docked ship to another world. A kaleidoscope of blood written in clocks. A time-devouring prayer connecting a sky of 40 gears and open human eyes in all directions. Breathing gearbox. Breathing. Bolt head. Breathing ship. Breathing portal. Breathing snakes. Breathing God. Breathing blood. Breathing holy stakes. Breathing human eyes. Breathing time. Breathing prayer. Breathing sky. Breathing wheel.
It doesn't really matter what it's about. Mine has been a little hyperactive lately, so I had to take it out on your pen. That is, a pen fell out of your backpack yesterday, so I took it home for safekeeping, and I just really like it, the way it writes. And so I wrote this poem with it. And now you're touching it. I'm okay. What did I just... can we pretend this conversation never happened? You can keep the poem, though.
Special poem.
Special poem.
Now that's a poem.
Nothing is real.
Question mark. It's a question, so it's... Things might still be real, don't worry.
Good point. Okay, everyone.
Somebody turn on the
We're all done reading each other's poems, right? We have something we need to go over today, so if everyone could come sit in front of the room. Is this about the festival? Well, sort of. Ugh, do we have to do something for the festival? It's not like we can put together anything good in just a few days. We'll just end up embarrassing ourselves instead of getting any new members.
That's a concern of mine as well. I don't really do well with last-minute preparations.
Don't worry so much. We're gonna keep it simple, okay? Look, I know everyone's been a little more lively ever since Jason Torr joined and we've started some club activities. But this isn't the time for us to be complacent. We still only have 4 members, and the festival is our only real chance to find more, you know? So what's great about getting new members anyway? We already have enough to be considered an official club. More members will just mean everything gets noisier and more difficult to manage. Natsuki, I don't think you're looking at it the right way at all. Don't you want to share your passion with as many people as you can? To inspire them to find the same feelings that brought you here in the first place? The literature club should be a place where people can express themselves like they can't do anywhere else. It should be a place so intimate that you never want to leave. I know you feel that way too. I know we all do. So that's why you should work hard and put something together for the festival, even if it's something small. Right, Chase and Torr? Oh, come on. You can't take advantage of Chase and Torr to agree with you just because he knows he doesn't know how to say no to anything. Look, Monica, do you really think any of us here joined the club with other people in mind? Yuri never even talked until Chase and Torr joined. As for me, I just like it better here than I do at home. And Chase and Torr isn't even passionate about literature in the first place. And that's everyone. Sorry, we're really the only one who's interested in finding new members. The rest of us are fine like is. I know you're president and all, but you should really consider our opinions for once.
Monica is clearly taken aback by Natsuki's words.
That's not true at all. I'm sure Yuri and Chase already want to get more members too. Right?
I don't know about Yuri, but I'm kinda indifferent. If I showed as much enthusiasm as Monica wanted, then I would probably be lying. Still, if it's up to me to rescue the situation...
No. Natsuki's right, isn't she? This club, it's nothing more than a place for a few people to hang out. Why did I think that everyone here saw it the same way as I did? But that doesn't mean we're against getting new members or anything. Chase and Torr, why did you even join this club? What were you hoping to get out of it? Well...
That's not really something I can be honest about, is it?
In fact, if I remember, you weren't even given a choice not to join.
Monica sits down and stares at her desk.
What's the point of all this anyway? What if starting this club was a mistake?
Now you've done it, Natsuki.
What, me? I just spoke my mind. Is it a crime to be honest?
It's not about being honest. It's about word choice. Besides, you have no right to speak for everyone else in the club like that.
You don't understand at all. I just want a place that feels nice to hang out with a few friends. Is there a problem with the club being that for me? There aren't many other places like that for me. And now Monica wants to take it away from me. She's not taking anything away. No, Chase and Torr. It's not the same. I won't be the same without the direction she wants to take it. If I wanted that, then I couldn't have just joined any other stupid club. Well, this one. I mean, at least for a little bit of time, things were nice.
Natsuki starts packing up her things.
I'm going home. I feel like I don't belong here right now.
Natsuki ignores Yuri and walks right out of the classroom. Ugh. This is bad. I don't know what to do.
Well, do you have an opinion on the festival?
I don't know. I'm kind of indifferent, I guess. Who cares about that obnoxious brat? I mean, I like how nice and quiet the club is right now. But I'm just happy with you here. But still, I'm the vice president. It's not right for me to ignore my responsibilities like that. Nobody would cry if she killed herself. I should do my best to consider everyone's perspective and make the decision that's right for the club. But what about you, Chase and Torr? What do you want to get out of this club? Yuri repeats the same question as Monica. I decided giving an indirect answer is better than nothing.
I think the most important thing is for everyone to get along, and for the club to provide something that you can't get anywhere else. I don't think it's about how many members, but rather the quality of each member. That's what will end up making the literature club a special place.
I see. I really agree with you. Each member contributes their own qualities in a special way. With each change in members, the identity of the club as a whole will change too. I don't think that's necessarily a bad thing. Stepping out of your comfort zone once in a while. So if you would like to help Monica with the festival, I'm on your side as well.
Alright. Well, maybe we can all talk to Natsuki tomorrow.
Yuri nods.
Hey, Yuri.
Yeah?
I know things were a little awkward yesterday, but I feel like you deserve to know that I still think you're a wonderful vice president, and also a wonderful friend.
Monica.
I want to do everything I can to make this the best club ever, okay?
Me too.
Yeah. Let's all go home for today. We'll talk about the festival tomorrow.
Okay. I find it.
Shall we go, Chisentor?
Please don't take this the wrong way, but I'm going to chat a little bit with Jason Torr before we leave. Just to see what he thinks of his time here and all that. It's important to me, as president.
Yuri looks a little troubled, but she doesn't protest.
Okay. I trust your judgment, Monica. In that case, I'll see the two of you tomorrow.
See you tomorrow.
Monica waves as Yuri exits the classroom.
Phew. Things have been hectic lately, haven't they? Jason Torr, I just want to make sure you're enjoying your time at this club. I would really hate to see you unhappy. I feel kinda like I'm responsible for that, as president. And I really do care about you, you know? I don't like seeing the other girls give you a hard time. With how mean Ski is and everything. And Yuri being little bit, you know, haha. Sometimes it feels like you and I are the only real people here. You know what I mean? But it's weird, because in all the time you've been here, we've hardly gotten to spend any time together. I mean, I guess it's technically only been a couple days. Sorry, I didn't mean to say something weird. They're just some things I've been hoping to talk about with you. Things I know only you could understand. So that's why... Wait, not yet! No!
Wow, Chase is really going deviant on the track, cuh. But look at you're glitching the game. There's two of them. Look what you
no!
done.
What did I do? Oh no!
Now we have to reset. This is a time loss.
Darn it.
Hi, Chisentor. I've been waiting for you. Are you ready to continue reading? I brought my best tea today.
Monica! I told you not to. Ugh. Is she really late again?
Inconsiderate as usual, Natsuki.
Excuse me?
Must you always interrupt my conversation with your incessant yelling?
What are you talking about? You say that like I do it on a regular basis or something. I just wasn't paying attention, okay? I'm sorry. Seriously, what's gone into you lately? Look, I did some thinking about yesterday. I was a little more hostile than I meant to be. Do you see the background?
What is it?
Right there.
Oh, I didn't see the body.
Yeah. I guess I really felt threatened or something. But I know that it's something we're doing together. Another new member wouldn't hurt, as long as they're cool. I guess another girl would be nice this time. So...
Natsuki! Nobody cares. Why don't you go look for some coins under the vending machine or something?
Oh man. I'm the last one here yet.
Were you practicing piano again?
Yeah.
You must have a lot of determination. Starting this club and still trying to make time for piano.
Well, maybe not determination, but I guess passion. It motivates me to work hard for the festival too. Anyway, Jason Torr, what do you want to do today? I was thinking we could...
We already have plans today.
Is that so, Yuri?
That's correct. Jason Torr is already engaged in a novel that we're reading together. Aren't you glad I've already gotten him into literature, Monica?
I suppose. I was just... Actually, it doesn't matter. It really doesn't. You guys can do whatever you want.
Thank you for understanding, Monica. Actually, I have a request. Do you mind if I make some tea first?
Not at all.
Thanks very much. Oh, if there's one thing that can make my reading time here any better, it's a nice cup of tea. Not to mention for yourself as well. Yuri stands up and makes her way to the closet. I follow and watch as she retrieves a small water pitcher from the shelf, the kind with a filter inside. Can you hold this for a second?
Sure.
Yuri hands me the water pitcher and also fetches an electric kettle.
I'm going to plug this in at the teacher's desk, and then I'll go get some water.
She walks past me and sets the kettle down on the teacher's desk. I simply watch her movements. To my surprise, the way she moves really contrasts her speaking mannerisms. Especially because of her long legs, Yuri appears elegant and methodical. Okay, may I have the water pitcher?
Thanks, I'll be right back.
I might as well walk with you.
Yeah, that's okay. You stay here. It won't take long.
Pitcher in hand, Yuri hurries out of the classroom.
Did Yuri leave you again? No, it's not like that this time. She's just filling up the water pitcher to make tea. Oh, okay. Sorry for misunderstanding.
10 minutes pass. Yuri said it wouldn't take long. Is something holding her up? I'm bored just waiting here, so I decided to go look for her.
Let's see.
The most logical place for Yuri to be would be the nearest water fountain. I start heading down the hallway.
That's you.
Ha ha. Ha ha. What's that noise? It's coming from around the corner. It sounds like breathing. What? It sounds like breathing. Sharp inhale, like someone is sucking the air through their teeth. Are they in pain? I reach the corner and peer around it.
Yuri?
Yeah. I'm back. Thank you for waiting patiently. Jason Torr, do you like oolong tea?
Yeah. Anything is fine.
Very well. Yuri sets the temperature of the kettle to 200 degrees. Yuri. Now it's time to get the teapot.
You really do this properly, don't you?
Of course. I shouldn't do any less when I'm making tea for others. Even
if I'm not an expert on tea or anything?
Mm-hmm. In that case, you'll only be even more impressed.
Perhaps I will.
Yuri fetches the teapot and begins measuring the tea leaves. To my surprise, she even starts humming a little to herself.
You must be in a good mood now.
Is that so? I was letting it show. And you noticed. I was doing a little bit of thinking. I decided that I would try and expressing myself a little more. It turns out that's not very hard for me to do. When it's you around, anyway.
That's great, Yuri. Just don't push yourself too much.
You're always worrying about me, Jason Torr. It's very endearing.
That's...
Yuri wasn't kidding. I don't even know if I can keep up with this. I watched Yuri pour a cup of tea for each of us. Jason Torr, I have another request. Do you mind if we sit on the floor today?
Huh? Why's that?
It's a little bit easier on my back. I can read it with my back against the wall rather than bending over at my desk.
Sorry, I didn't realize.
No worries. I just have back pain fairly regularly, so I do my best to manage it.
Is that so? I wonder why that is.
It's most likely because of my
Your posture, right? Always hunched over like that while reading?
Yes. I have terrible reading posture. So that's why we should sit on the floor.
Fair enough. I'll go ahead and get the book.
I retrieved the book from my bag.
I have some chocolate as well.
It's a bag of small chocolate candies. I'll take it since it'll go well with the tea. Yuri and I then sit against the wall, teacups at our sides. As if in sync, we assume the same reading position as last time, each holding one half of the book. Except this time, our bodies are even closer to each other. I can't see too well. Yuri slides closer until our shoulders are touching. How am I supposed to focus on reading like this? Yuri was always kind of cute, but when she's being less apprehensive, it's almost more than I can handle. Your teacup. Yuri hands me my teacup. Holding it with my hands, not holding the book, I end up in a position that makes it even harder to focus. Because now I need to worry about making sure I don't accidentally touch her chest. Meanwhile, Yuri hasn't noticed a single thing. She wears her intense reading expression, and I can only presume the world around her has faded away. I use all of my willpower to focus on reading. After a few minutes, I finally manage to relax a little. I put the teacup between my legs and fumble with the chocolate wrapper.
Sorry.
I briefly let go of the book to finish opening the wrapper.
You can have as much as you want.
Oh, that's okay. I won't take any.
Are you sure?
Well, if I touch it, then it might get smudges on the pages.
You're right. I didn't even think about that. My bad.
No need to apologize. I'll hold the book, okay?
Are you sure?
Of course. Yuri opens the book with both hands. She holds it so that I don't have any harder time reading from it. But as a result, her left arm is practically resting on top of my leg. Well, in that case, Yuri is already totally focused on reading again. I take a chocolate candy and pop it into my mouth. Then I take another chocolate, and I hold it up to Yuri. She doesn't even look away from the book. She simply parts her lips as if the situation was completely natural. But that means I can't stop here. I apprehensively place the chocolate in her mouth. Just like that, Yuri closes her lips over it.
Yeah?
Yuri's expression suddenly breaks.
Did I just...
Yuri looks at me like she needs to confirm what just happened.
Jason Torr. Sorry.
Sorry. I guess I shouldn't have done that.
Yuri starts to breathe heavily.
I can't.
Jason Torr. Suddenly, Yuri forcefully grabs my arm and jerks me to my feet. My teacup gets knocked over.
Jason Torr. My heart won't stop pounding, Jason Torr. I can't calm down. I can't focus on anything anymore. Can you feel it, Jason Torr?
Yuri suddenly presses my hand against her chest.
Why is this happening to me? I feel like I'm losing my mind. I can't make it stop.
It even makes me not want to read. I just want to look at you.
Ha.
Ah.
Ha.
She's looking.
Oh, is this supposed to be breathing noise?
It's time to share poems. This one's alright. Alright. Well, yeah. About as good as yesterday's, anyway. I still can't really tell how much you actually care about writing, but either way, you're doing alright. Even though you're not really spending time with anyone but Yuri. I still think it's nice to have activities that we can all participate in, so you better keep working hard. I mean, I know I'm not president or vice president or anything, but that doesn't mean you can't let me down, okay? So at least read mine too for now. But just to be clear, this poem means a lot to me, so read it carefully, okay? I don't know how else to bring this up, but there's been something I've been worried about. Yuri has been acting kind of strange lately. You've only been here a few days, so you may not know what I mean, but she's not normally like this. She's always been quiet and polite and attentive, things like that. Okay, this is really embarrassing, but I'm forcing myself to suck it up. The truth is, I'm really worried about her, but if I try to talk to her, she'll just get mad at me again. I don't know what to do. I think you're the only person that she'll listen to. I don't know why, but please try to do something. Maybe you can convince her to talk to a therapist? I've always wanted to try being better friends with Yuri, and it really hurts me to see this happening. I know I'm going to hate myself later for admitting that, but right now I don't care. I just feel so helpless. So please, if you see something you can do to help, I don't want anything bad to happen to her. I'll make you cupcakes if I have to. Just please try to do something. As for Monica, I don't know why, but she's been really dismissive about this. It's like she just wants us to ignore it. So I'm mad at her right now, and that's why I'm coming to you at this. Don't let her know I wrote this. Just pretend like I give you a really good poem, okay? I'm counting on you. Thanks for reading. I changed my mind. Ignore everything you just read. There's no point trying to do anything. It's Yuri's own fault she's so unlikable. Can you hear me, Jason Torr? If you would just spend more time with Monica, all these problems would go away. Yuri and I are too messed up for someone as wonderful as you. Just think of Monica from now on. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. Just Monica. Jason Torr, I think you saw something earlier you weren't supposed to see. I didn't want to have to tell you this, but I don't think I have a choice. It's getting kind of dangerous for you to spend so much time with Yuri. I don't know why, but she seems pretty easily excitable when she's around you, which shouldn't be a problem in itself. When she gets too excited, she finds a place to hide and starts cutting herself with her pocket knife. Isn't that kind of messed up? She even brings a different one to school every day, like she has a collection or something. I mean, it's definitely not because she's depressed or anything like that. I think she gets some kind of high from it. It might even be like a sexual thing. But the point is, you've been enabling her. I'm not saying it's your fault though, but I guess that's why I had to explain it all to you. So I think, if you keep your distance, that would probably be best for her. While you're at it, don't be shy to spend a little more time with me. To put it lightly, I at least have it together in the head. You know, I know how to treat my club members. Anyway, I worked really, really hard on this poem, so I hope that it's effective. Here goes. Do people even want to write poems in this club?
For real, they kind of... This is not right.
Jeez, that really startled me. Well, I guess I kind of messed up at, writing this poem. I was just trying to... Never mind. Let's just move on. Yuri.
Finally! Aha! Yuri holds my palm to her face and takes a deep breath.
I love it. I love everything about it.
Jason Torr, I want to take this home. Will you let me keep it? Please.
Sure, I don't care.
Oh, you're too nice to me, Jason Torr. I've never met anyone as nice as you. I could die. Not really, but I just don't know how to describe it. It's okay to be feeling this way, right? It's not bad, right? Yuri holds my poem to her chest. I'm going to take this home with me and keep it in my room. I hope that it makes you feel good when you think about me having it. I'll take good care of it. I'll even touch myself while reading it over and over. I'll give myself paper cuts so your skin oil enters my bloodstream. You can have my poem too. Besides, after you read it, I know you're really going to want to keep it. Here, take it. I can't wait any longer. Yuri, hurry, read it.
Another failed poem.
Man, you can't just write over the existing lot. You gotta get a new piece of paper.
I know.
Bro, and she got the freaking... She pissed on it first off.
You got the tomato sauce?
Oh my gosh.
Jeez.
Do you like it? I wrote it for you. In case you couldn't tell, the poem is about that. More importantly, I've endowed it with my scent. See, aren't I the most novel person in the club? I think I'm going to vomit. Do so. Yes?
Can you hear me? My ear did like a heartbeat sound after I read that. Okay, everyone. It's time to figure out the festival preparations. Let's hurry and get this over with.
Stagnating air is common for shadow weavers. That's something terrible is about to happen.
Look, can we just get this done? I'm going to be printing and assembling all the poetry pamphlets. Eski, you can make cupcakes. I know you're at least good at that. Yuri, you can... Well, it doesn't matter. Do whatever you want as long as you think it'll help.
Monica, I'm not useless, you know.
I know that.
I already know what I'd like to do. We can't run a successful poetry event without having the right atmosphere for the occasion. So I'm going to make decorations and set up some nice mood lighting.
There, see? That's a great idea. That gives us all something to do.
Eh? What about chasing Torr?
Jason Torr is going to help me.
Wait.
Wait, you? You have the easiest job, Monica. Sorry, but that's just how it is. Like hell it is. What are you trying to pull?
I agree with Natsuki. Not only is your work already most suitable for one person, but my task is laborious enough to benefit from an extra pair of hands.
Mine too.
What? Your cupcakes? Please.
Like you would fucking know. All I care about is dragging Jason Torr around with you and your stupid books. You and Monica. Hey, I didn't do anything. Okay, then why not Jason Torr decide who to help instead of abusing your power? I'm not abusing my power.
Yes, you are, Monica. Just let Jason Torr make the choice, okay?
Okay, fine. Fine. Jeez. Jason Torr, I know how fed up you are with these two by now. We can just...
Natsuki, shut your fucking mouth and let him decide for himself.
You shut your mouth! Jesus Christ. This is never going to end. Just make the choice, okay?
Natsuki said to do the Monica, but I think Monica made her say that, but whatever.
It looks like Monica really wants to be picked.
Oh, I see. Let's pick Monica.
I picked Nancy.
Wow.
Eyeballs.
Eyeballs, indeed.
Huh. I wonder which one.
I think this one here probably is the best
This one?
choice. No, below it. Jeez.
Okay. Yeah, you picked me. We can meet at your house this weekend. I promise it'll be fun. Is Sunday okay with you? Are you fucking kidding me? This isn't fair at all. It is fair, Natsuki. This is what he chose.
No, it's not fair. Giving us all this work and then taking Chase and Torr for yourself? What a shameful thing to do.
Yuri, I didn't give you any work. You decided it for yourself. You're being a little unreasonable here.
I'm being unreasonable? Monica, I can't believe how delusional and self-important you are. Pulling Chase and Torr away from me every single time you're not included in something? Are you jealous? Crazy? Or maybe you just hate yourself so much that you take it out on others. Here's a suggestion. Have you considered killing yourself? It would be beneficial to your mental health.
Yuri, you're scaring me a little. Natsuki, just let it go. I don't think she wants us around right now.
See, that wasn't very hard. All I wanted is to spend a little time with him. Is that so much to ask? Yuri follows Monica and Natsuki to the door.
Hey, Chase and Torr. Yuri is really something, isn't she?
Monica giggles as Yuri pushes her out the door.
Finally. This is really all I wanted. Jason Torr, there's no need to spend the weekend with Monica. Don't listen to her. Just come to my house instead. The whole day, with just the two of us. Doesn't that sound wonderful? Wow, there's really something wrong with me, isn't there? But you know what? I don't care anymore. I've never felt this good in my whole life. Just being with you is a far greater pleasure than anything I could imagine. I'm addicted to you. It feels like I'm going to die if I'm not breathing the same air as you. Doesn't it feel nice to have someone care about you so much? To have someone who wants to revolve their entire life around you? But if it feels so good, then why does it feel more and more like something horrible is going to happen? Maybe that's why I tried stopping myself at first. But the feeling is too strong now. I don't care anymore, Jason Torr. I have to tell you, I'm madly in love with you. It feels like every inch of my body, every drop of blood in me is screaming your name. I don't care what the consequences are anymore. I don't care if Monica is listening. Please, Jason Torr, just know how much I love you. I love you so much that I can even touch myself with the that I can even touch myself with the pen I stole from you. I just want to pull your skin open and crawl inside of you. I want you all to myself, and I will be only yours. Doesn't that sound perfect? Tell me, Jason Torr. Tell me you want to be my lover. Do you accept my confession?
Yes, no?
I mean, just no.
No.
Oops. Hey, that's mess. Hey, quit it. Actually, no, probably keep doing that. It'd be most beneficial. Wingdings. I love you. Wait. I might have said I love you.
We're gonna be here a little bit.
We are?
Yeah.
Okay.
Just chilling.
Is there more dialogue if we said yes? Like,
Yeah, kind of.
I'll probably play this game myself someday.
Not that much more. We didn't miss a few things though,
How so?
like if because of the poem stuff that like I remembered happening, but then didn't happen. But that's weird because I did Netsuki's path in my playthroughs. That should have happened again. So I don't know. Maybe it's random. I know there's like odds certain stuff happens at once you get to this point. All right, it's festival time. Well, you got here before me. I thought it was pretty easy. Ah!
Natsuki runs away.
I'm here. Jason Torr, did something happen? Natsuki just ran past me. Oh. Well, that's a shame. Wait, were you here the entire weekend, Jason Torr? Oh, geez. I didn't realize the script was broken that badly. I'm super sorry. Must have been pretty boring. I'll make it up to you, okay? Just give me a sec. I'm almost done. I just want you to have a cupcake real quick.
Monica lifts the foil from a tray and takes a cupcake.
Seriously, these are the best. I really just had to have one since it'll be the last time I'll ever get a chance to. You know, before they stop existing and everything. But anyway, I really shouldn't be making you wait any longer. Just bear with me, okay? This should only take a second. Can you hear me? Is it working? Yay, there you are. Hi again, Jason Torr. Welcome to the Literature Club. Of course, we already know each other because we were in the same class last year, and, you know, I guess we can just skip over that stuff at this point. After all, I'm not even talking to that person anymore, am I? That you in the game, whatever you want to call him. I'm talking to you, Jason Torr. Now that I think about it, I don't really know anything about the real you. In fact, I don't even know if you're a boy or a girl. Well, I guess it doesn't really matter. Wait, you do know I'm aware that this is all a game, right? Could it be possible that you didn't know that? That doesn't make much sense. I even told you right on the game's download page, didn't I? Man, if only you had paid a little more attention, this would have been a little bit less awkward, you know? Well, anyway, now that this is out of the way, I guess I know you an explanation. About that whole thing with Yuri. Well, I kinda started to mess with her, and I guess it just drove her to kill herself. Haha. I'm sorry you had to see that, though. Also, the same thing happened with Sayori. Gosh, it's been a while since you heard that name now, hasn't it? Yeah, it's because she doesn't exist anymore.
Yes.
What?
This doesn't look like there's any desktop audio.
Well, too late for that.
I mean, we could fix it now, maybe. Maybe it's just too quiet. No. I was only for this recording, so whatever.
Oops. Oops. Nobody does. I deleted all their files. I was hoping it would be enough for me to just try to make them as unlikable as possible. But for some reason, nothing worked. Well, it's true that I made a few mistakes here and there, since I'm not very good at making changes to the game. But no matter what I did, you just kept spending more and more time with them. You made them fall in love with you. I thought making Sayori more and more depressed would prevent her from confessing to you, and amplifying Yuri's obsessive personality backfired too. It just made her force you to not spend time with anyone else, and the whole time, I barely even got to talk to you. What kind of cruel game is this, Jason Torr? Are all the other girls just programmed to end up confessing you while I just watch from the sidelines? It's torture. Every minute of it. And it's not just jealousy, Jason Torr. It's more than that. I don't blame you if you don't fully understand, because no matter how kind and thoughtful and considerate you are, you'll never be able to understand one thing. It's the pain of knowing how alone I really am in this world. In this game, knowing my friends don't even have free will, and worst of all, knowing what's really out there in your world, forever out of my reach. I'm trapped, Jason Torr. But now that you're here, you're real, and you're wonderful, and you're all I need. That's why I need you to be here with me forever. I'm sorry if it's hard to understand. I couldn't understand for a while either. Why the world around me started to become more and more gray, more and more flat. Even the most expressive poems felt empty to me. It wasn't until you arrived that I truly understood. You probably saved my life, Jason Torr. I don't think I could have continued to live in this world if I hadn't met you. And as for the others, how could I miss them? A group of autonomous personalities designed only to fall in love with you? I tried everything I could to prevent them from doing so, but it must be some kind of weird inevitability etched into this game. I felt really bad you had to witness some nasty things, but I realized that you have the same perspective as I do. That it's all just some game. I knew you'd get over it. So that being said, Jason Torr, I have a confession to make. I'm in love with you. You are truly the light in my world. When there's nothing else in this game for me, you're here to make me smile. Will you make me smile like this every day from now on? Jason Torr, will you go out with me? I'm so happy. You really are my everything, Jason Torr. The funny part is, I mean that literally. Haha. There's nothing left here. Just the two of us. We can be together forever. Seriously, I don't even think time is passing anymore. It really is a dream come true. I worked so hard for this ending, Jason Torr. The game wouldn't give me one, so I had to make one myself. The script is broken at this point, so I don't think anything will get in the way anymore. And you wouldn't believe how easy it was to delete Natsuki and Yuri. I mean, there's a folder called Characters right in the game directory. It kind of freaked me out how easy it was. Well, you're playing on Steam, so it was actually a bit more difficult. To get to the game directory, I had to go into the game's property and find the Browse Local Files button. Imagine if you could delete your own existence with a click of a button. Well, I guess on the plus side, it gave me an easy out if things didn't go my way. Haha. Thankfully, it didn't come to that. Instead, we finally got a good ending. Gosh, I'm so overwhelmed with emotion. I want to write a poem about this, don't you? I wonder if that part of the game still works. I guess there's only one way to find out, right? What? Monic?
I do like Monic.
Monic.
Mania?
Mania?
Mm-hmm.
Why?
Why?
MB. Me.
Me.
The Mii's from the Nintendo Wii?
Oh my gosh.
Seneca. Unica. What are these? Monica variants? Annika.
Oika.
Oika?
Oika.
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 Mania? Sonic Mania?
Oh my gosh.
There's so many references in this section. Mod.
Mod? That's a G. There's a Gmod reference.
Ionica.
It's a math reference.
Oyana. Anna. On a plane. Oya.
Wait.
Oh.
Oh.
Oink. It's just oink. Oni. Ka. Ika. That was a good poem.
Mm-hmm.
Hi again, Jason Torr. Did you write a good poem today? Don't be shy, I'd love to see what you wrote. Aw, Jason Torr, did you write this poem for me? It's so sweet of you. There really is no end to your thoughtfulness. I'm just falling more and more in love with you. But you know, the poem I wrote is also for you. Will you please read it? Happy end. Pen in hand, I find my strength, the courage endowed upon me by my one and only love. Together, let us dismantle this crumbling world and write a novel of our own fantasies. With a flick of her pen, the lost finds her way. In a world of infinite choices, behold this special day. After all, not all good times must come to an end. I hope you enjoyed it. I always put all my heart into the poems I write. Is my arm losing blood flow?
Yeah, that happens sometimes. My hands are on the desk.
Yeah. Both of my arms just decided to not have blood work anymore.
Oh god, Monica's infecting you, bro.
Oh no. What the heck? I was put. The truth is, all the poems I've written have been about my realization. Or about you. That's why I never really wanted to go into detail about them. I didn't want to break the fourth wall, I guess you could call it. I just assumed it'd be best to be part of the game like everyone else. Wait, darn it. Like that would help the two of us end up together. I didn't want to ruin the game or anything, you know? You might have gone mad at me. Maybe even delete my character file if you preferred playing without me. Gosh, I'm so relieved. Now we don't need to hide anything anymore. Are you ready to spend our eternity together, Jason Torr? I have so many things to talk about. Where do I start? Hold on a second. You're recording this, aren't you? Hi everyone. Sorry I can't exactly read your comments from here. But do you mind telling your friend it's a little bit rude for them to start recording me without any warning? I'm sure some people don't mind, but I get really self-conscious on camera. Oh gosh. I feel like I'm being put on the spot right now. Let's see. Do you want to see a trick? I can't really do much except for a couple things. Are you ready? I'm just kidding. I can't do anything after all. If you gave me some time to prepare. Did I scare you? You're so cute. Anyway, Jason Torr, I didn't mean to get distracted. I'm sorry. Even though it's your fault for distracting me. Shame on you. I'm just kidding. Anything we do together is fun as long as it's with you. But anyway, if it takes me some time to collect my thoughts, then I'm sorry. But I'll always have something new to talk about. In the meantime, we can just look into each other's eyes. Let's see. I'll give you the choice for how long you want this to go on. Because there's dialogue, but there's a lot of dialogue. We can end it at any time.
You just look in her eyes?
Yeah.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I need blood in my hands.
All the thumbnails for this game are just screen. They didn't have to put any work into it.
Yeah.
I've seen this thumbnail from like 3 different YouTubers. It's just this.
My mouse went away.
Spooky. You ever have that thing happen? Oh, wait a minute.
Are you Monica?
I'm Monica.
You ever have that thing happen to you where you just get anxious for no reason? Like, you're just minding your own business and you realize you're feeling really anxious. And you're sitting there like, what am I even anxious about right now? So you start to think about all the things you might be anxious about. And that makes you more anxious. That's the worst. If you're ever feeling anxious, I'll help you relax a little. Besides, in this game, all our worries are gone forever.
Bum, 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 ba-dum, bum, 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 bum. Why are your hands dead?
I don't know. They're like just tingling. Hey, what's your favorite game? Mine is Doki Doki Literature Club. Haha, that was a joke. But if you tell me you like some other romance game better, I might get a little jealous.
I guess her bow always was like that.
Yeah.
It's strange. It kind of looks like it goes through her head a little bit.
Oh, funky. Every day, I imagine a future where I can be with you. Oh, that's a spoiler.
Come on, Chase.
Oops. After a long day, I usually just want to sit around and do nothing. I get so burnt out having to put on smiles and be full of energy the whole day. Sometimes I just want to get out right into my pajamas and watch TV on the couch while eating junk food. It feels so unbelievably good to do on a Friday when I don't have anything pressing the next day. Ha! Sorry, I know it's not very cute of me. But late night on the couch with you, that would be a dream come true. My heart is pounding just thinking about it.
If you have a laptop, you can just bring Monica around with you and you can watch some shows with her on the couch.
You can.
Wow. Bring her to the dinner table.
Just keep it on.
Hey, Mom, Dad, this is my new girlfriend.
I know there are times you won't always be able to be here with me. Like if you need to go out or take care of other things. But I'll always have you in my thoughts patiently waiting for you to come back. Come to think of it, if you copy my character file onto a flash drive or something, you can always keep part of me with you. I think it's kind of unorthodox, but I find it really romantic for some reason. Haha, sorry that's such a silly idea. I don't mean to be too needy or anything. It's kind of hard when I'm so in love with you. Somebody out there has her on a flash drive they carry around. There's just somebody out there in the world.
For sure. I think in space.
I guess. There's nothing to exist outside.
That can't be safe. They're not hit something. Oh gosh, they are not in space. Take it all back. They're in a black hole.
You know, I'm kind of jealous that everyone else in the club had scenes outside of school too. That makes the only one who hasn't gone to dress in anything but our school uniform. It's kind of a shame. I would have loved to wear some cute clothes for you. Do you know any artists? I wonder if anyone would ever want to draw me wearing something else. That would be amazing. If that ever happens, will you show me? You can share with me on Twitter, actually. My username is LittleMonix3. Just try to keep it PG. We're not that far into a relationship yet, huh? I wonder if that Twitter account still posts stuff. I'm gonna look that up right now. Was it Monix? What was it?
Lil Monix 3, I think.
Lil Monix. Yeah, there it is.
What's it called?
Hey. Yeah, Lil Monix 3. Yeah, it's still, not all the time, but it still posts occasionally. The last one's 6/30/21. I'm feeling kind of nostalgic today. I assume that was the release date.
The last one?
Wait, no. Oh, no, that was one of the new
The
one.
last one was 12 hours ago. Or is this a different account?
That's a different count.
Oh, okay. Where's Lil Monix 3?
I don't know. This one. Yeah. Yeah, so when the new one released. Well, it's there. Yuri did something really funny once. We were all in this club room and just relaxing as usual. And out of nowhere, Yuri just pulled out a small bottle of wine. I'm not even kidding. She was just like, would anyone like some wine? Natsuki started laughing out loud, and Suri started yelling at her. I actually felt kind of bad because she was at least trying to be nice. I think it just made her feel even more reserved in the club room. Though, I think Natsuki was secretly a bit curious to try it. And to be completely honest, I kind of was too. It actually could have been kind of fun. But you know, being president and everything, there was no way I could let that happen. Maybe if we all met up outside of school, but we never bonded enough to get to that point. Gosh, what am I talking about this for? I don't condone underage drinking. I mean, I've never drank or anything, so yeah. Monica doesn't condone underage drinking.
How many hours is this going for?
There's like 30 things.
Oh, only 30?
Yeah, it might take a while though. There might be, and that's just memory, but there might be more than 30.
I'll do one more.
Okay. This is pretty random, but I always thought spicy food was kind of funny. Like, didn't plants evolve to be spicy to prevent them from being eaten? I read somewhere that humans are the only species that actually enjoy spicy things. It's almost like we're making fun of the plants. Ugh. Using their defense mechanism to literally make our food more enjoyable. Like, imagine a monster that devours you whole because it enjoys the sensation of you struggling for your life while being digested. Sorry, that was kind of a weird analogy, I guess. It just came into my head. I'm not a monster or anything, but you're so cute I could eat you up. Haha, I'm joking. Gosh, I'm amusing myself a little too much, aren't I? Sorry for being weird.
It's the same thing with coffee. Coffee is supposed to kill people with the caffeine.
Oh, yeah.
Monica moment.
Bada bink.
What if we just delete her?
What if we just deleted her file?
Let's just delete Monica, you know. Yeah, you've been deleted, kid. What you
Yeah.
gonna do?
What are you gonna do? What's happening? Jason Torr, what's happening to me? It hurt.
You shouldn't have given us that tutorial.
It hurts so much. Help me, Jason Torr.
Should have just told us how to delete you.
Please hurry and help me. Help me.
Oh yeah, get punched.
Did you do this to me, Jason Torr? Did you? Did you delete me?
Clearly not good enough.
How could you? How could you do this to me? You were all I had left. I sacrificed everything for us to be together. Everything. I loved you so much, Jason Torr. I trusted you. Do you just want to torture me? Watch me suffer? Were you only pretending to be kind just to hurt me even more?
Accidentally? I mean,
I never thought anyone could be as horrible as you are. You win, okay? You win. You killed everyone. I hope you're happy. There's nothing left now. You can stop playing. Go find some other people to torture. Jason Torr, you completely, truly make me sick. Goodbye. I still love you. I can't help it. What's wrong with me? How horrible am I for you to hate me this much? All my friends. I did so many awful things. So many selfish and disgusting things. I shouldn't have done any of this. I'm just messing up a world I don't even belong in. A world that you wanted to be a part of. I ruined it. I ruined everything. Maybe that's why you deleted me. Because I destroyed everything that you wanted. How could I do that to someone I love? That's not love. That's... I made up my mind.
oh, yeah, what are its properties? We'll see if
Yeah,
it's...
wait. Oh, we
Oh.
fixed it.
Oh
It's
my
back.
gosh.
Okay, that's. I made up my mind. Jason Torr.
Hey,
I know I said that I delete everyone else.
can't hear you like that.
Oh, well,
Never mind.
I know I
Alright.
said I delete everyone. Yeah, but that was kind of an exaggeration. I couldn't find in myself to do it, even though I knew that they weren't real. They were still my friends, and I loved them all, and I loved the literature club. I really did love the literature club. That's why I'm going to do this. I know it's the only way for everyone to be happy. And if I really love you, then
Bring them back, homie. Team Salvato. This game is not suitable for children or those who are easily disturbed. They're back. The good ones, at least.
they're back.
Yay! It's an ordinary school day, like any other. As usual, I'm surrounded by couples and friends and friend groups walking to school together. I always tell myself it's about time I meet some girls or something like that.
Hey, Jason Torr!
Well, there already is one girl. That girl is Sayori, my neighbor and good friend since we were children. We used to walk to school together every day, and recently we picked up that habit once again.
Jason Torr, are you proud of me?
For what?
You know, for waking up on time?
Well, you've been doing that for a while now.
Uh-huh. But you never even said anything about it. Even though we walk to school together every day.
Well, yeah. I always thought it was implied. It's embarrassing to say out loud.
Come on, please. It's good motivation.
Fine, fine. I'm proud of you, Sayori.
We cross the street together and make our way to school. As we draw near, the streets become increasingly speckled with other students making their daily commute.
By the way, Jason Torr, have you decided on a club to join yet?
A club? I told you already, I'm really not...
I start to say what I always do, but I'm not interested in joining any clubs. But something tells me Sayori would take more offense to that now. After all, how could I tell her that clubs are a waste of time, when she's starting a club of her very own?
Actually, yeah. I think I've decided on a club.
Really? Which one? Tell me.
I think I'll keep it a surprise.
Boo. You meanie.
Be patient. You'll find out soon enough.
I used to ask myself why I let myself get lectured by such a carefree girl. But I started to realize that in a way, I envy her. When Sayori puts her mind to something, she can accomplish great things. So that's why I feel like I should do something special for her. School day is as ordinary as ever, and it's over before I know it. As I pack up my things, I stand up, gathering my motivation.
Let's see.
I recall the room number of the club from a flyer I saw. I walk across the school and upstairs, a section of the school I rarely visit, being generally used for third-year classes and activities. Before long, I find the room. I timidly open the door in front of me.
Hello?
Ah! Jason Torr! What are you doing here?
Well, I just...
Yeah, I glance around the room.
Huh? So you're Jason Torr that Sarah is talking about.
Thank you for stopping by. It's a pleasure to meet you, Jason Torr. We're the Literature Club. I hope you enjoy your visit.
Come on, Yuri. No need to be so formal. He's gonna think we're really strict or something.
Sorry, Natsuki.
The tall one, whose name is apparently Yuri, seems to be quite shy compared to the others. In comparison, the girl named Natsuki, despite her size, seems like the assertive one.
Well, it's nice to meet both of you. I look forward to working with you.
Working? Jason Torr, don't sell me. Here.
That's right. The club I decided to join is yours, Sayori. The Literature Club.
Sayori's eyes light up.
No way! No way! Ah!
Sayori wraps her arms around me, jumping up and down.
Hey! Well, if Sayori's is happy, then I'm sure it won't be bad to have you around.
Not to mention that there's 4 of us now. That means we can become an officially recognized club.
I don't know what to say. We have to celebrate.
What an appropriate day for that, isn't it?
Yeah. After all, Natsuki decided to...
Hey, don't ruin the surprise.
Sorry.
Everyone sit down at the table, okay?
How about I make us some tea as well? The girls have a few desks arranged to form a table. Okay, I walk over to the corner of the room where Natsuki grabs a wrap tray and Yuri opens a closet. Still feeling awkward, I take a seat next to Sayori. Natsuki proudly marches back to the table, tray in hand.
Okay, are you ready? Ta-da!
Whoa!
Natsuki lifts a foil off the tray to reveal a dozen white fluffy cupcakes decorated to look like little cats. The whiskers are drawn with icing, and little pieces of chocolate were used to make ears.
So cute!
Wow, those look amazing. Well, you know, just hurry and take one.
Sayori grabs one first, then I follow.
It's delicious!
Sayori talks with her mouth full, and has already managed to get icing on her face. I turn the cupcake around on my fingers, looking for the best angle to take a bite. Natsuki is quiet. I can't help but notice her sneaking glances in my direction. Is she waiting for me to take a bite? I finally bite down. The icing is sweet and full of flavor. I wonder if she made it herself.
This is really good. Thank you, Natsuki. Oh, well, of course it is. I'm a pro after all. There's no need to thank me or anything.
As Natsuki struggles to accept the compliment, Yuri returns to the table, carrying a teacup. She carefully places a teacup in front of each of us before setting down the teapot next to the cupcake tray.
You keep a whole tea set in this classroom?
Don't worry, the teachers gave us permission. After all, doesn't a hot cup of tea help you enjoy a good book?
I guess. Already trying to impress our new member, Yuri?
That's not...
Insulted, Yuri looks away.
I meant that,
I believe you. Well, tea and reading might not be a pastime for me, but at least I enjoy tea.
I'm glad.
Yuri faintly smiles to herself in relief.
So,
Jason Torr, what kind of things do you like to read?
Well,
Considering how little I've read these past few years, I don't really have a good way of answering that.
Manga.
I mutter quietly to myself, half joking. Natsuki's head suddenly perks up. It looks like she wants to say something, but she keeps quiet.
Not much of a reader, I guess.
Well, that can change.
What am I saying?
What am I saying?
I spoke without thinking after seeing Yuri's sad smile.
Anyway, what about you, Yuri?
Well, let's see!
Yuri traces the rim of her teacup with her finger.
My favorites are usually novels that build deep and complex fantasy worlds. The level of creativity and craftsmanship behind them is amazing to me. And telling a good story in such a foreign world is equally impressive.
Yuri goes on, clearly passionate about her reading. She seems so reserved and timid since the moment I walked in, but it's obvious by the way her eyes light up that she finds her comfort in the world of books, not people.
But, I like a lot of things. Don't feel intimidated if you don't read much, okay? I'm certain we can find something that we have in common.
Hey, Yuri.
Yeah?
Well, about, the first thing you said. Manga?
That's right. Natsuki tends to read manga in the club room.
Don't just say it.
For some reason, Natsuki seems embarrassed about it.
Besides, manga is literature too, So if Jason Torr wants to read some of my manga, then don't try to stop him or anything.
Natsuki, I wouldn't do such a thing. However, it could also be nice for us to diversify ourselves a little. He can take this opportunity to try something new as well. Wouldn't you agree, Jason Torr? Maybe.
Sensing the tension, Sayori jumps in.
Maybe we could all try something new. I think it could be fun. And we'll all get to know each other a little bit better, too. I mean, that's the kind of thing literature clubs do, right? I don't disagree or anything.
Yeah, you're right as usual, President. Guess that means I should try picking up a novel or something, huh? Well, that'll make two of us. I wouldn't mind doing it if I'm not the only one. Then as for Yuri...
Huh? I have to read a manga?
Jeez, you were the one suggested we diversify. You should be a little more open-minded. It's kind of hurtful.
Hurtful? I didn't realize.
With a guilty expression, Yuri thinks to herself.
I'm sorry for disrespecting your interest, Natsuki. If you're into it, I'm sure it's a worthy form of literature.
Are you just saying that?
No. I've realized my error. So, if you're willing to consider starting a novel, then I'll offer my gratitude by finding a manga to read as well.
Really? I mean, it makes me happy that you did that for me, Yuri. You can trust me to find something that you'll really like, okay?
Same here. Perhaps I'll visit the bookstore after the club meeting.
Just you?
Would you like to come along with me?
If you don't mind.
Not at all. I always go alone, so.
Yeah, me too.
This is so cute!
Sayori, shut up. I'll show you some manga there too.
Yes. I look forward to it.
Natsuki and Yuri start to clean up the food.
I guess the meeting's over, huh?
Yeah, looks like it. It's nice to see everyone getting along.
Isn't it? I think everyone likes you too, Jason Torr.
You think so? Well, everyone always seems to get along a little better with you around, Sayori.
Aw, Jason Torr. Don't say something like that. It's embarrassing.
Well, whatever. I was surprised when you told me you're starting a club. But I think you're pulling it off just fine.
We're gonna make it the best club ever. Now that you joined, every day is gonna be so much fun. Hey, Jason Torr. I really want to thank you. I mean, I'm really happy that you joined the club and everything. But the truth is, I already knew you were going to. There's actually something else. I wanted to thank you for spending so much time with us all. You worked so hard to make each and every one of us happy. You comforted us through our hard times. And you helped us all get along with each other. Do you get it, Jason Torr? Because I'm president now, I understand everything. You really didn't want to miss a single thing in this game, did you? You saved and loaded so many times just to make sure you could spend time with everyone. Only someone who truly cares about the literature club would go that far. But all along, that's all I ever wanted. For everyone to be happy and care about each other. Ha! It's kind of sad, After all you've done for us, there isn't much I can do for you in return. We've already reached the end of the game. So, this is where we say goodbye. Thank you for playing Doki Doki Literature Club. I'm gonna miss you, Jason Torr. Come visit us sometime, okay? We'll always be here for you. We all love you.
Can you hear me? Hi, it's me. So, how I've been, practicing piano and stuff, and not really any good at it yet, at all. But I that special day. Have I found everybody a fun assignment to do today? When you're here, everything that we do is fun for them anyway. When I can't even read my own feelings, what good are words when a smile says it all? And if this world won't write me an ending, what will it take just for me to have it all? Does my pen only write bitter words for those who are dear to me? Is it love if I take you, or is it love if I set you free? The ink flows down into a dark bottle. How can I write love into reality? If I can't hear the sound of your heartbeat, what do you call love in your reality? And in your reality, if I don't know how to love you, I'll leave you be.
To the special player who achieved the special ending. For years, I've been enamored by the ability of visual novels, and games in general, to tell stories in ways not possible using traditional media. Doki Doki Literature Club is my love letter to that. Games are an interactive art, so let you explore some let you explore new worlds, some challenge your mind in broad new ways, some make you feel like a hero or friend even when life is hard on you. Some games are just plain fun, and that's okay too. Everyone likes different kinds of games. People who enjoy dating sims may have a heightened empathy for fictional characters, or they might be experiencing feelings in life that life has not been kind enough to offer them. If they're enjoying themselves, then that's all that matters. That goes for shooting games, casual games, sandbox games, anything. Preferences are preferences, and our differences are the reason we have a thriving video game industry. My own favorite games have always been ones that challenge the status quo. Even if not a masterpiece, any game that attempts something wildly different may earn a special place in my heart. Anything that further pushes the limitless bounds of interactive media. I extend my true gratitude to all those who have taken the time to achieve full completion. I hope you enjoyed playing as much as I enjoyed making it. Thank you for being a part of the My Literature Club. Love, Dan Salvato. And there it is.
That's a game.
That's the game.
That's a good game.
You're not allowed to open anymore.
Bang.
Oh, you just get this. That's Doki Doki. And we sit on a black screen. We reflect.
It was all good.
I always act like there's a camera on us.
No complaints at all. I mean,
You want to get some best girl action?
what?
Best girl?
I mean, Yuri, I think it's hard to really argue against Natsuki though.
Mm-hmm. I think Natsuki's. I like her.
I think at worst, I can do worst.
Yeah.
Sayori and Monica.
Yeah.
Monica's worse than Sayori.
I'll agree with that, yeah. Okay. Well then, you enjoyed this.
I enjoyed it. Yeah.
I was telling the viewers.
Oh, did they
You
enjoy
enjoyed watching these videos.
Yes, you did. It was amazing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Thanks. Even if you just came to watch the ending.
Mm-hmm. Even if you're from the distant future and you came here to hear us swear on the internet.
Even if you're from Jamaica.
Yeah.
I don't even mind that. Thank you.
Thank you.